would I want to crack another egg on it? You and me can make the best omelet with, like, who would that be? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Today we are doing an MMA Q&A. I had asked you guys on Instagram, on Twitter to send me questions for a YouTube Q&A. I didn't specify what kind of questions. I kind of left that open to you. I was hoping for maybe some personal questions, some things that I could answer that would help you get to know me better, but I got majority of MMA questions. So I got so many MMA questions that I decided to split the two up, do one MMA Q&A, and then I will also be doing a lifestyle Q&A in the next week or so. So if there are questions that you have been wanting to ask, things that you've been wanting to know about me, don't hesitate to send them over. Leave them in the comments down below. Let me know what you want to know, and maybe I'll answer it for you. But for today's video, we are gonna go ahead and get into the questions. I got so many MMA related questions. I am so excited to dive right into this, start answering them. If you're somebody who sent me a question, thank you so much. I appreciate you times a million. If you're watching this video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please subscribe while you are here, and we will go ahead and get right into the video. Question number one comes from my friend Ty. He asked, what is my favorite fight night meal? Love just snacking throughout the nights. On fight nights, I get very overwhelmed with so much adrenaline, so much excitement, so many different emotions. Plus recently I've been filming my fight night vlogs as well as sometimes going live. So it's not ideal for me to sit down and just eat one full meal on fight night. I kind of like to be able to pick throughout the night. So my favorite thing to do is just appetizers. I love having a different variety of things that I could pick on and snack on throughout the night. Cheese, crackers, all that kind of stuff is my absolute favorite. He also asked, what is my fight night drink of choice? If I'm drinking alcohol, it usually is, you know, a beer or a canned beverage, like a White Claw, something along those lines. I haven't been drinking heavily on fight nights anymore, so my go-to has been a sugar-free Red Bull. I'm on a Red Bull kick that I need to kick in the butt, but my go-to drink would be a sugar-free Red Bull, lots of water, and then maybe also a caffeinated soda later in the night just to keep things going. Next question. Tev Talks MMA. He asked me if I could go back in time and attend any event or fight that I watched from home, which would it be and why? It would definitely be UFC 196, which was Conor versus Nate 1. You guys hear me talk about that fight all the time. It's constantly my answer for so many different things because that fight changed me inside. It changed me as a fan. It changed in some ways how I felt about mixed martial arts as a sport, and it had such an impact on me that is always my answer. I would have been there, front row, if I could go back in time. And keep in mind, when I talk about this event, I'm very open with you guys about how emotional I was that night. If I had been front row, I would have been the lady with the mascara running all down her face, crying, snot running out of her nose. I ugly cried hard that night. I would have been that person in the front row at that fight, still an emotional mess, and I would have loved every single moment of it. I love that fight. If I could go back in time, I definitely would have attended that one. The next question comes from Aunt, #TMC, my bloody canvas family member, Aunt, my friend. He asked me, how much do you love your bloody canvas family? Well, Aunt, you already know. I hope you know how much I love you guys. I love them so much. I'm obsessed with them. I have the best time when I'm with them. When I'm with them, I feel creative. I feel inspired. I love all of our inside jokes. I love our group chat. it really does feel like family. It feels like I have 5 brothers. I love you guys so, so much. I would not be spending as much time with you guys, with Bloody Canvas, if I did not believe in my soul that we were destined for big things, that we were capable of creating magic together, and that we could continue to be family and we can continue to be real with each other. And that's exactly what it has been. And I love you guys with my whole heart. The next question comes from one of my closest friends, Cyrus Khan, at Cyrus King. He asked me, what's your favorite MMA promotion besides UFC? Give me your top 3. So my top 3 outside of the UFC favorite promotions, first of all, is one championship. I don't get to watch as much one as maybe say I get to watch of Bellator, but the respect that I hold for one is in the highest regards. I have a lot of respect for Chatri. He is the owner of one. Respect for one championship as a company themselves. Chatri is someone who really inspires me. He has a story. He was homeless at one point in his life and completely turned his life around. He is somebody who fully embodies mixed martial arts, not just for fighting, not just for the beautiful violence that we love it for, but he embodies it as a whole. And because he does that, his company also embodies it, and it makes me feel proud as a fan to support them, to watch them. And so next UFC, one championship is definitely up there, the highest. Next to it is going to be Bellator, probably just because Bellator I feel is maybe the most similar to UFC. And I watch that outside of UFC. I watch that most frequently. And then thirdly, it's gonna be tied between Bare Knuckle and Fight Circus. Bare Knuckle, I love for how raw it is, how bloody it is. It pretty much bare knuckles, so we get a lot of that extra violence from there. But I also love just how silly, raunchy, and awkward Fight Circus is. I love that so much. You never know what to expect from Fight Circus, and I kind of love that so much. So that's my answer. 1, Bellator, and then it's a tie between Bare Knuckle and Fight Circus. MMA Filthy Casual asked me, what are some up-and-coming female prospects, WMMA prospects, in any promotion that we should be keeping our eyes on? And I have 2 answers for you. The 2 that I am most excited to keep my eyes on is Colby Northcutt. She's fighting out of one championship. She just fought not that long ago, back in April. She won her fight. I was running my mouth on Twitter telling you guys, watch out for her, watch out for her. This girl is gonna do something fun. She has legs like I have never really seen before. She is so tall, and she just has some legs on her, and it's a weapon. She can use it as a weapon that we don't get to see as frequently. Her build is very, very different than some other female women prospects. So that's what kind of makes me excited about her. She's all around great person, and I'm excited to keep watching her. The second one is King Casey O'Neill. She had her first fight in the UFC a few months ago. She won. I think her record right now is 6-0. I followed her on Instagram right after her win. I was so impressed with her, and I've kind of been following her journey up until this point. She has another fight coming up soon. She's someone who is very, very dedicated. She is always in the gym, multiple sessions all day long. She is someone who I see such a drive in her. I see she has her eyes on the prize, and I'm like right behind her, like cheering her on, like, yep, I want to see you do this. So she's another one to keep your eyes out for. Juan, my friend Juan, he's at Wonton_333. He asked me, what would your nickname be if you were a fighter? He asked me some more questions to lifestyle. I'm gonna answer those in the other video. So the truth is, I don't know. I guess it maybe would just be SinCity Sarah. I don't know what my fighter nickname would be, and I don't feel like I would ever pick my own. I feel like it would have to be something that was picked for me. So I did ask my husband before I started filming this. I said, what would my fighter nickname be? Like, if you had to give me a fighter nickname right now, what would it be? And you guys, his answer was, Sarah, I'm scared, guys. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna insert a clip here. A few weeks ago, I tried out a VR for the very first time and it did not go well. It was a boxing match. I had no idea what I was doing. As the VR was on, I just kind of am yelling like, I'm scared, guys.
It's crazy, huh? I'm scared, guys. I'm scared, guys.
Don't press the buttons.
Why is what's happening though?
You press the buttons and you walk forward and it shot you forward. So,
Stagger. Move controllers
Yep.
to gloves. What? I don't like.
Hey, stop moving your feet.
Stop! I don't like how he comes behind me. So I said, no, that would not be my fighter nickname. So I don't know. What do you think? What would you choose my fighter nickname to be? I am open to suggestions, but I'm not settling for just anything, okay? No food names, nothing cutesy, but I'm open to suggestions. Leave them down below. Next question comes from Scott Bovey, and he asked me, who do you think is the best fighter to never win a title? Which I think is an awesome question. The best fighter to never win a title ever, hands down, Nate Diaz. Okay, he deserved to win at least something. He's a fighter who has never won a title in any promotion, UFC or otherwise. So that's why I've chosen him. I do think that he's somebody who deserves to have the gold around his waist at some point, and he has not yet. So that's why I chose Nate. However, best fighter to never win a title. To never win a title in the UFC, I have to say it's Alistair Overeem. Now, Alistair did win titles in other promotions, so I don't know if that counts or not, but in the UFC, he is a fighter who definitely deserved a title at some point, and he did not get that. So, yeah, that's my answer for that one. Jay Rizzle 925-76329. Is that your phone number? No, okay. I was like, okay, so Jay Rizzle asked me, if you could commentate for any specific fighter, who would it be? And I cannot think of somebody in particular, and here's why. I would want it to be somebody who I would want it to be a fight that I didn't have biased opinions on. So maybe even somebody who I didn't know as well. But because I talk so much shit about the commentators that we do have, and then I stop and I consider myself like, can I really be that unbiased myself, you know? But I would want to be. So I think it'd actually be, if I got a chance to commentate, it would probably be for fighters that I just didn't care either way about. So I could kind of have the experience and then hopefully keep commentating and then get to commentate for everybody, right? Thank you so much for asking that question. Sorry I don't have a specific answer. Okay, so we're gonna get into the juicier questions, a couple of them now. At Clarissa07_29, my girl on Twitter. I think she's absolutely hilarious and I love following her. She's someone I hope that I get to meet in real life one day, but she asked me, if you could grab any fighter's ass without repercussion, who would it be and why would it be Ovince St. Preux? I love that she asked this and that she just assumes that it's OSP. He is so known for his buns, okay? He has buns, and yes, he is someone that has crossed my mind. However, and keep in mind, this is just an ass pinch. This is not anything else. We're gonna get into the other stuff. If it was just a little ass pinch, nothing else, it's gonna be Serial Gone. I have the hots for him. He's someone I look at and I'm like, I cannot look away. I don't he's not in these other categories. I'm gonna answer some more questions, but he is someone, if he walked past me and I could just like boop and it like not be a big deal, and then just give him like a little wink and he keeps walking, like yeah, it would be Cereal, because I call him Cereal because I can't say his name, okay? Cyril, 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 Cereal, okay? Cereal. So that's his booty I would grab if I could with no repercussions. My friend Kushal at Kushal, Kush_Kush, he says, if you could go on a date with any male fighter, he specified, of your choice, who, and describe the ideal date. So I would choose George St. Pierre, GSP, for a date. I would choose him because I feel like he's such a well-rounded person. He's intelligent, he's respectful, he's sophisticated, he's goofy, he's funny. He's just somebody who I could see that no matter what the date was like, it would still be a good time. He's somebody that I feel like I could probably be completely myself around no matter what setting we were in. If it was a super fancy dinner and we were all dressed up and everything was just nice and fancy, I feel like I could still like reach across the table like and awkwardly caress his hand with my crab leg, and like he would think that was funny. Like there's just some, like you can't just always be who you are in every situation, unfortunately, right? At least we're made to feel like that. So I feel like no matter what him and I were doing, I could still be myself, we could still be goofy, we could have meaningful conversation, and it would be a great time. My ideal date with him would not be anything expensive, anything fancy like that. My ideal date with GSP would be something fun, maybe like go-kart racing, and then, you know, he really likes hanging out at the park, so like maybe ice cream after, and then we go hang out at the park. He's somebody that I would really value conversation with, and yeah, he's my answer. GSP. Don't you think he'd be the perfect date? Like he's the whole package. He's all the things. And even if it was a date that like never led anywhere else, never led to anything else, it's one of those interactions that is valuable. Like you both leave hopefully feeling like it was time well spent. That's my answer. GSP. If you ever want to go on a date, GSP, we're both married. It's okay. It doesn't have to be weird. If you ever want to go on a date with me, let me know. We could have a good time. We could go to the park. We could get some ice cream. Maybe you could show me like some of your cool moves in the park and stuff like that. Like, next question. A quick correction. I am editing this video and I found out that GSP is not married. He is single. He is on the market. How? I'm not quite sure. Probably because he's that great that he hasn't found anyone worthy enough to marry yet, which is completely understandable. But he is single, so I'm feeling a little bit different about my date proposal now. I feel like I just don't want him to get his hopes up. Like, I would never change my mind, okay? GSP, I am still open to the idea of go-karting with you or just hanging out in a park and getting ice cream, but it's probably, you know, not gonna go further than that. I just wanted to let you know. I didn't want to get your hopes up. I would still go on a date with you. I would. But I don't know if it, you know, I just don't want you getting excited, that's all. We'll just go ahead right into the next one because these all kind of go together, and I have different answers. You know, whose butt I would grab is different from who I would go on a date with, is different from who I would bang, is different from who I would marry. So the very next question comes from my girl Sandy Pants MMA. She says, bang, marry, kill. It's a game. F, marry, kill. Usually somebody would give you 3 people. She didn't. She just said F, marry, kill, active roster. So that leaves it wide open for me. I have so many choices. but I kind of already had an idea on a couple. First of all, who would I want to crack another egg on it? You and me can make the best omelet with. Like, who would that be? I can't believe I'm saying this. I've never told anybody this. It's Darren Till, you guys. It's Darren Till. And here's why. It has nothing to do with attraction. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I had to name the top person in the UFC I'm attracted to right now, it's Ciryl. But I don't necessarily I wouldn't choose him to make an omelet with, okay? It has to be Darren Till because I get this vibe from Darren Till that is so unlike anyone other. He makes me nervous and I don't know why. And it bothers me, okay? I'm not somebody who gets nervous very often. I get this like vibe from him that I can't figure him out. And I never know if he's just talking a bunch of shit and running his mouth or if he's being for real and I need to find out. Not real, I'm talking hypothetically. I'm talking hypothetically. I don't really need to find anything out about Darren Till. But he is somebody who interests me in a way that makes me be open to the thought of experiencing him and making omelets with him. Okay. Next one, who would I marry? Easy. It would be Stephen Thompson. I mean, who doesn't want to marry Stephen Wonderboy Thompson? He's a good man, and I think he'd be a great husband. So he's the one I would marry. And lastly, who would I kill? Also, Sandy, I changed the rules. You said who would I kill active roster. I couldn't think of anybody, but I know someone right off the bat that I would kill that's not active. And so I'm breaking the rules and I'm going with him. It's Travis Fulton. Enough said. If I could kill that person, I would. Thank you so much for asking Darren Till, Wonderboy, and Travis. She also asked me if I could sit front row for any single upcoming UFC fight or rumored fight, who would it be? And it's gonna be Dustin and Conor. Sandy is a huge Dustin Poirier fan. I'm a huge Conor fan. And the reason I want to sit front row for this fight is because I've never experienced a Conor fight. I've never been to a live Conor fight before. As a Conor fan, I have always wanted to experience it. And every time Conor fights, I feel like it could be the last one. So that's my answer. I would choose Conor and Dustin because it could be the last opportunity. But I don't feel like Conor's gonna win this fight. I feel like Dustin is gonna win. So it's hard for me to say that, feeling like Conor is gonna win, because who wants to be in the front row when one of your favorite fighters loses? But I also wouldn't pass up the opportunity to sit in the front row at a Conor fight, let alone at Conor and Dustin, let alone with you. I know you didn't ask like who would you bring, but I would bring you with me. Okay, next question comes from Must Be the Goat at Anthony Yoreste. I don't know how to say your last name. If that is your last name, he asked, who would be on my MMA Mount Rushmore? I love this question. My MMA Mount Rushmore would consist of Khabib. It would consist of Amanda Nunes. GSP is going to be on Mount Rushmore. And lastly, I would put Nick Diaz up there. So Nick Diaz, GSP, Khabib, and Amanda Nunes. I know people want to know why I put Nick up there. I'll put Nick up there just to piss people off, okay? I want Nick on my Mount Rushmore and he's going up there. So that is my answer. I love that question so much. Let's see. Viperist MMA, my homie Viperist, he says, what would be my dream MMA fight? It's Conor and Nate 3. I have said this over and over also. I have said it many times. I'm begging for it. I'm begging for it. I want Conor and Nate 3 to happen so freaking bad. I need to be there for that one. I would sell a kidney or something to be there for Connor and Nate 3. So I should get on that. But that is my dream fight. I need it to happen. I need the trilogy fight. Please let it happen. Please give it to me. Okay, so next, MMA by Milliken. He asked me, what 2 female fighters would you choose to coach Tough? I would choose Mackenzie Dern against Carla Esparza. And Carla and Mackenzie are 2 female fighters that I absolutely adore. I've been a fan of Carla's probably the longest when you think of like women's MMA. I love Mackenzie though. She's someone who has been around for a while, but she's just coming, she's making her way, you know, up the rankings in the UFC. She wants a title shot. I believe she could deserve it, you know, at the end of this year. I would love to see Mackenzie Dern versus Carla Esparza on Tough. I think they're a great matchup for each other. I would love to see them, you know, fight it out at the end of the series for the #1 spot. Mackenzie is known for her jiu-jitsu. Carla is known for her wrestling. Both have incredible ground game. I would love to see it. I think that's a great matchup. UFC, if you're listening, make it happen, okay? Okay. Thanks so much. Very last question. This one comes from @marker57. He asked me, since you like models, what's your opinion of Alan Jouban? Now, I was a little caught off guard when he said, because you like models, because I'm not somebody who really is into the model look very much, but I think I know where he's getting this from. It's from my Luke Rockhold video. If you did watch that, thank you for watching it. I did mention in that video like that Luke was a model, and that he was a model that I saw and I was like, oh, I like that. So I think that's where this question is coming from. In general, outside of that experience with Luke, I am not somebody who is generally into a model type, okay? I'm not somebody who is really into physical appearances very much at all. I, of course, can see something like my cute little bowl of cereal, like I could see something like that and feel like, oh, they're hot, they're fine, right? But in general, I'm not somebody who necessarily operates like that. I'm somebody who likes to get to know your personality, and then kind of from that, I become attracted to you because of what else you have to offer, if that makes sense. So I'm not necessarily, like I swear to God, if you had like a heavyweight in front of me and a model, I would probably go for the heavyweight just based off the feeling that I feel like they're gonna be more real. I do. That's not always the case, but sometimes with models, egos get in the way, and I understand that, and I'm not interested in that. So not saying that if you're a model, you have an ego, and I'm not saying that if you're a heavyweight, you don't have an ego. I'm just saying in general, I'm not somebody who is really a model type. You asked what my opinion of Alan is, though, in particular. My opinion of Alan, you know, I couldn't think off the top of my head what he even looked like. I Googled him. He's a very handsome man. He is very sexy. He has some really good pictures out there, and I see why you asked. I see why you asked about him. Just based off looks, I think he's a very sexy man, very good looking, but I don't know anything about him otherwise, and so my opinion is just based off of that, his looks, which doesn't go very far for me. So hopefully that all makes sense. I think I've answered all of the MMA questions here. This was fun. I hope that you guys enjoy listening. I hope that even though they're MMA related, that they kind of help you get to know me a little bit more. Like I said, if there are lifestyle questions that you would like to ask me, please just drop them, comment down right below, and I will get on that video next week and get that posted for you guys. I hope wherever you're at, you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.